ReGuideService.com.
Hey, this is Jeff again, the Valhalla Ventures, ReGuideService.com, ReIGUIDEService.com. Haven't done a video like this in a while. Thought I would make a real quick video for you as to why to be careful whenever you're working with people willing to lend you money. There's a lot of scam lenders out there that'll just take your money for your application fee and never actually do anything. That is a pretty obvious scam. I don't think we need to go over that. But one of the scams that is going on a lot is they have created themselves a conveyor belt of mediocre, if not bad deals. And what they're doing is they're going to these events and they've partnered with wholesalers, and what they're doing is they're having a bunch of newbies, pardon the dunce cap, but newbies don't know what they're doing, so they get a dunce cap. And what this lender is doing is they're having their little squawk box yell at these newbies that this is a conveyor belt of deals that can be done. But the caveat is that the lender is actually just acting like a normal bank, because what they're doing is they're saying, hey, you know what? We need you to have, a 700 plus credit score. You got to have 50K, 60K in the bank. You got to have these things for us to do these deals. Not because these aren't good deals, not because we're not a normal hard money lender, even though this is not a normal hard money loan, obviously, because it's being secured by something other than the deal itself. They're not, oh, no, we're just going to do this financing for you, but you're risky because you're a newbie. And so instead of using our entire system of inbound properties, instead of using our endless supply of money to buy those properties, and they always have connections to contractors that you mysteriously can't hire, or if you do get them to give you bids, they're way higher than what you were told they were going to be. They supposedly have all those elements. They supposedly have the contractor wearing the hard hat. That's his hard hat. His little eyeball, nose, mouth. It's a contractor, right? They got all these elements, but yet they are willing to just loan you the money on any one of these houses. But what a lot of people don't understand is they're getting what they're doing is they're taking deals that are undoable for any real investor doing their own credit without putting a ton of money in. This isn't a real deal, in other words. What these are almost deals, and they're wanting you to put that cash, that credit score, they're wanting you to put that up because what they know is that has just alleviated the difference that they needed. So if they're $10,000 shy of this being a deal and the customer won't negotiate, they could just put it on the conveyor belt for that price that the customer wants. Hawk it to this newbie that doesn't know what they're doing. The newbie injects $10,000 of their own money into the deal and then is like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I can't get any contractors to do what you're doing. And so what? They take the deal back. The squawk box takes it back. Now they own it. Now they get their contractors that, by the way, they have some temporary contractors that they use for a while, and then, like everybody else, that person goes away because eventually people get tired of being used, and it becomes obvious, no matter how much platitudes and bullshit about, let's all come together and we're all a team. It's pretty obvious when that's not the case. So essentially what this is doing is the same thing that you see with a lot of these wholesalers. They're having this conveyor belt of deals come through, and they're picking out the ones that are good for themselves to do, and they're doing those, and they're using those as an example to everybody about how great they do. Meanwhile, the deals that aren't that great, they're having newbies with their little dunce caps on inject the cash that's needed to take these deals that are $10,000, $20,000 shy of being a deal, and suddenly they're a deal because this person has injected the money, and then you get to blame them for being a newbie. Say, hey, we're just the lender, we're just the wholesaler. It's not our fault you couldn't find your own contractor. It's not our fault that you couldn't get the deal. We'll take it back. We'll get it done for you. We'll keep the money. And let's just all move forward. Yeah, they kept all the money. The squawk box, the bank, the wholesaler, they get all their money. The newbie dunce gets left holding the bag. It's a very, very common scam. So you should watch out for that. Be blessed. Bless others.